go. Let's see if this. Oh, do you wear glasses?
Oh, oh. Oh, oh.
Hey, what's up? What is up, people? I didn't realize that last moment was just streaming. Hey, what's up? Who's in the house? Hi, Elias. Oh, Sir Professor Leo. This is a very special edition of Office Hours. You might notice that things have changed.
Yep.
Hey! Oh my god, my glasses literally started fogging up.
Yeah,
I
mine.
can't see anything.
I have that issue too with these classes.
Yeah. Whew, we are here. This is so exciting.
It is.
Can you guys hear our mics okay?
Yeah, should I talk more
Let
towards
us
it?
know on YouTube if anybody needs to be louder and we will change it. Um, but yeah, we got our coffee. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I feel good. I feel better now. Okay, they can hear us fine. It's okay. Let us know if it needs to be louder. What up, IG? So, we didn't know if this special edition was going to happen, but it's happening, and
Leo looking thick. I appreciate that. I'm trying.
yeah, those are some good gains.
I'm trying. Trying, people.
Travis said, "You beautiful humans." Ooh, ooh.
Normally, Tor defeats me in my gains, but not this time.
Yeah. So this is a special edition. I feel like we'll go through, we'll watch some Peeps stuff, but also we were just briefly talking Sax Gang about like how this whole time period of quarantine has been, and I was like, wait, why don't we talk about it with our peeps?
Yeah.
So how's this quarantine time period been for you?
Um, it's been great and with a side of terrible. You know what I mean? It's been great.
Great with a side of terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of anxiety and worry about my parents. Um, Mostly that's like something I worry about. I know that it's like, adversely affects older people, and I just, trip about them, that kind of anxiety.
Yeah.
But my actual day-to-day life has been really nice. Um, I enjoy spending a lot of time at home, not touring, and just like cooking. Like I never cook
Ooh,
or
what's the Leo dish of quarantine?
so I make this thing that Mike Wilbur actually taught me how to
Oh, is
make.
it a vegan dish?
Yeah, it is. And we just call it stuff.
It's called stuff.
Yep. It's
Your
just
best dish is called stuff.
tempeh, brown rice, vegetables, hot sauce.
Oh wow. So you like tempeh?
I do. I do.
I have to say it's like I haven't quite gotten. I've had it a few times. I'll give it another whirl. It's kind of a weird texture for me, but
Yeah.
I would try stuff.
Yeah. I had tempeh when I was a kid also, so I kind of have it's not that good. It just is really hearty and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm starting to discover what I like because I feel like on tour I'm just kind of a slave to the moment of like wherever I am.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just eating food because that's the restaurant that's there or that's what's on the rider or I'm just going to this park because that park's next to the building or you know what I mean um and I'm starting to be like, whoa, I actually have time to discover things I like and uh yeah. I've
That's
got
that's dope.
I've really extended my bath game. got candles,
Ooh.
Epsom
Do
salt,
you do the bubbles?
bubbles. Yeah, I mix it.
Um,
I mix it up. I have lavender and
I was about to
banana.
say I love the lavender
Yeah,
Epsom salt. That is the vibe. Candles? Do you
yeah,
special scented candles?
yeah. It's like a cinnamon candle that I use.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
And what's your preferred music of choice in the bubble bath? Is it still like Brazilian
Antonio
music?
Carlos Jobim,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yes.
Specific. Sometimes I go off and listen to similar artists, but for some reason I still haven't found anybody that's as perfect to me
Yeah,
when it
that's
comes to
such a vibe.
songwriting. You know what I mean? Like,
Quiet nights and quiet stars. Sax Gang, do you guys have a favorite bubble bath soundtrack? Right now, I don't know why, but I'm thinking of um like listening to Disney's soundtrack.
that's sick.
I can show you the world. Just sitting in the bubble bath.
That's dope.
That would be cool.
That makes me think of Yuma's song. Do you know Yuma?
Yes, from Grammy Band. What
He's
is
dope.
Yuma doing these days?
Probably writing a Disney soundtrack.
Probably. Dude is, he literally could play anything. It's unbelievable.
I've
Somebody
been.
said Fly Me to the Moon is a good one. Is that your bubble bath music? Oh, Too Many Zoos is Aubrey's bubble bath music.
That's
Hype.
that's not mine. I'll tell you that one.
Holst, The Planet Suite. Somebody says, I love to burn a joint. It sounds relaxing. Sinatra.
Yeah, that's good too.
Nat King Cole is a vibe also. Um, that is dope.
I so this woman on Instagram, um, shout out to Imperial Empress.
Oh, I
She
went to school with her.
really?
Yeah.
I,
Wait, wait,
I don't
wait.
think
No,
this
no.
is
Oh, Empress. No, I think I'm thinking of Empress. She a singer?
no.
Oh, okay.
This is you definitely didn't go to school with this girl.
Okay.
I'm like 100% sure.
There's a really dope
That's
artist.
just no. That's just what her Instagram handle is.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
it's like maybe there's like numbers after it or something. It's like Impearl, like Empress something.
Okay.
Anyways, you didn't go to school with this
Okay.
lady.
You're like, no, you
Uh,
can't.
so she, I don't know. We kind of became online friends. And she always posts these like crazy baths. So she sent me a bunch of different stuff, like rosemary
Oh,
and
nice.
like instructions too.
Ooh.
So I do this thing where I it's this like bag of rosemary and I like hold it in my hand and I like lay under the bath like my hair in water,
Ooh.
like just my face shut, close my eyes,
Ooh.
and then I visualize a third eye coming out of my forehead and
Oh.
helping me, guiding me, kind of closing my eyes, kind of like hallucinating almost, guiding me to like see the future and like I don't know, it's what I do now.
Oh, that sounds like a great meditative
Yeah.
thing. If I look distracted, it's because I'm queuing up office hours videos, but Facebook changed the whole layout. I do not know when that happened.
It's all good. Can I pour some coffee in this?
Dude, do it. It should be a moment.
Yeah.
This is the moment. Sax Gang, do you have any questions while we're hanging together live? This is, you know, uber special. How odd. I like really. They used to have a completely different, um, a whole different thing for the Instagram, Facebook creator. So yeah, questions. Ooh, this is a great question. Very timely. Coming in on Instagram. How
Ooh.
did you get into your sax style? Take it away. Why don't you go first,
Yeah,
Leo?
yeah. Well, I refer to the style of music that I play as being techno house saxophone.
Woo! Why does that sound so familiar to me in this moment? I feel like I've heard that phrase a lot recently.
Well, it's because I'm actually doing a workshop on it
An online workshop.
tomorrow.
I'm not too late.
No, you're not too
I can
late.
get a ticket.
Yeah, link in the bio.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What are you gonna teach everybody tomorrow?
Um, I'm gonna teach kind of how to create uh, a groove that you can keep playing with, how to modify that groove, and I'm basically teaching you how to fish, not giving you a fish.
Oh, oh, do go on.
I'm
Okay,
not
I'm
just
very intrigued.
I'm not just giving you a
This
fish.
workshop does not come with a fish.
It does not.
Let's be very clear.
But I will teach you to I will teach you to fish. And may I say I love goldfish. I love goldfish. That's random, but
Ooh,
I
yum.
I really love goldfish. Anyways, so it's kind of like I'm giving you a starter kit for busking, really, and playing this form of music because, uh, you know, you're supposed to make it up on the spot. You're supposed to improvise it, and I'm basically giving you exercises that will lead you towards creating your first song.
I love the phrase a starter kit.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that.
Um, it's part of like the style of music. Like there's three main parts, and I'll explain this more tomorrow.
Okay.
There's three main parts: the groove, build, and the drop. Um, there's extended things like breakdowns and other kind of stuff you can do, but those are the three
Dope.
main parts. And this style of music was created um, as part of Brass House, which I talk about how I'm very influenced by both the King of Sludge, the drummer of Too Many Zoos, and Matt, his drum player. Um, and we would we would get crowds with the groove, get the groove, get the crowd. Once we had a big crowd, that's when we would start the build, and
Ah.
then boom, big drop. So like that, it was like created to draw people in and have that type of like anticipation, um, because you want. I always noticed when people would come up in the subway and when I'm busking,
Yeah.
it's like I feel like sometimes I would be so tired out by the time I got the crowd
Yeah.
that I wouldn't be ready to really give it my best. So we created this um, form.
That's how it came about.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff I'm discovering, people. Like, did you know that I actually, in between notes, when I'm going butter 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 butter, a lot of people think I've thought I was circular breathing, but I'm just breathing really fast. And what I realized is I'm actually breathing out too, in between notes. I'm
Oh,
like,
whoa.
because like I realized like the air isn't coming out fast enough. I don't know like the scientific thing behind it, but I'm actually alternating breathing out and breathing in between the notes.
Wow.
I don't know
And
why.
you just developed it.
Yeah.
That is so dope.
I think it's because like if you start blowing like air like slowly like the way you're playing saxophone, it's almost like your body wants more air to come out.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, when you yeah, as you say it makes sense. I just don't think I'm used to inhaling and then blowing out. That's really cool.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But anyways, yeah, that form of music was created in the subway, um, and the thing is, it was like a scene. A lot of people were playing like in New York during that time, and even when I was in Lucky Chops, Lucky Chops used to be a very different band. We used to play a lot more free form improvised stuff,
Yeah.
and we used to do a lot of builds and drops and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
People are asking how they can get tickets to this. I think they're very I'm already excited for that. I just posted the link on our YouTube, which
or
for some reason is coming out as Grace Kelly Music, even though I do believe we're live on Two Saxy's page.
all
Um,
right, whatever.
so links there. Where else can they find it?
On my, it's on my. I finally got to. Facebook is really weird, people. I don't understand. For some reason, like, I changed my Facebook, but it was like, it didn't change. It was just like, these are suggestions. I'm like, no, it's not a suggestion. Just change the thing. So it might not be my link in. It might. There might be a link in bio on my Facebook. Definitely on my Instagram.
Definitely on your Instagram. Definitely on Two Saxy's IG. It's tomorrow. His online workshop. I got to get a sneak peek at some of these exercises
Yeah.
that it's like Yo, I'm excited to learn
If
it.
you combine the exercise together, you get a full brass house or techno house sax
Come
um,
on.
uh, song. You get a full song. And it's public domain. You can use it.
That's so dope. You
So
get a full song. Not only that, you're also doing all attendees are invited to join you for a virtual jam sesh after.
yeah,
And this is the first time there's a personalized video feedback where you're going to feature some people on the screen, but also every attendee is able to send you a video. And I
yeah,
know that because Team 2 Saxy has been getting lots of emails of video submissions.
yeah.
Um,
And I'll go through them.
yeah, so that's never before stuff, all of you, in a one-time workshop. So get on it. Link in bio. You know, all right, I'm having a very hard time pulling up office hours videos from all of y'all. So let's pivot for a moment, and why don't we take your questions? And I think that would be a great thing to dive into this office hours because honestly, usually when we're watching a lot of everyone's videos, we don't get any time for your questions. So uh, get at it. Let's go. Let's go. What do you guys and gals have for us? Trumpet, are trumpets allowed too? Or is this a sax only? Oh, that's about the workshop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Trumpets are definitely allowed. I think you'll get more out of it as a saxophone player, but trumpets are definitely allowed. And I will be talking I'll be touching up on top line players playing over bass lines too. So by top line, I just mean melody or whatever, like the mat of two mini zoos or whatever. Uh, so I will be touching up on things you can do as a top line player because
Dope.
it's just that trumpets unfortunately can't do jumps like that constantly for like 15 minutes straight. Like drum players just can't be like like, or maybe you
Yeah.
can. I mean, if you can, that is so
Wow,
sick.
that's so sick.
That is so
Maybe
sick.
they can.
Um,
But that's a very saxy thing, yeah.
but also like you can use it as a source of inspiration to create your own style, and that's what I want from everybody, anyways. Um,
That's why it's the learning kit.
yeah. So I would suggest still taking it. Um, I'm biased because I'm me, but I still think I still think you should.
Yeah, totes. Um, all right, so questions. What do we got? Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy's your TA.
Oh
What up,
yeah.
Jeremy? Teaching assistant for tomorrow. This is a great question. How do you come up with form exercises? That's a question from Jeremy.
Form exercises.
This is a really interesting one because, and we've been doing so much talk about educational stuff and how we break down our stuff. It's like we kind of have a backwards design where both of us have come up with our styles and we've practiced but haven't necessarily dug into teaching. So it's like kind of going backwards from, at least I'm going to speak from my point of view. Like, what am I doing right here? If I'm playing like a bebop line, I actually have to think, what are the many things that are happening in this line? Let me just pick one aspect that I want to teach you. So let's talk about chromatic approach. And then I have to go backwards and be like, okay, so how would somebody learn this if they were brand new to chromatic approach? Which brings me into a whole memory of like when I was first learning chromatic approach and really clarifies the steps. Although it's quite tricky because I think once you know certain things, it's like you kind of just assume in your brain that everybody would understand each little topic, but I think that's the great thing about what I've been learning about teaching. It's like, oh, no, Grace, like let's do what is the step by step. And that's something that I honestly have said like during quarantine, teaching and going through this backwards design and the step by step has been one of the greatest things for my brain that I don't usually do. And I think it's a great thing to develop.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it's this honestly this last 2 weeks I've just been back and forth about how to teach this, the best way to do it. And so that's why I basically just came up with I wanted to come up with exercises that led to being a song, because in the end, I want you to create your own song. So I just made clever exercise that I thought sounded good, and I did it in the key of B instead of not concert D, but B, because I normally play techno brass house or techno house sax. Sorry, I keep on confusing it with brass house because it is a part of brass house. But techno house sax, I usually play that in my A on Barry, um, but not every sax can do that. So I made it in B. Um, and as you'll see, that like all the exercises are in B no matter what instrument, because it just doesn't work as well once you get past C sharp. A through C sharp are the best keys to do. Um, so I did it all in B. Also because honestly, if you play along with me, it's just gonna be in fifths and sound really cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Um, so yeah, so I just created clever uh, examples.
Love that. Um, all right, this is a great question coming in from Steven. I love the sax and its versatility. You guys make them dance. How difficult is it to learn and what type should I buy? I think he's saying, how difficult is it learn to is that a question about how difficult it is to learn sax or maybe sax and dancing? Um, so I would recommend for anybody who's starting out on saxophone, I started with the Yamaha student model horn. I think Yamaha is an incredible instrument. Still playing it now. They're pro, their custom Z alto sax. Uh, I love the consistency of those horns. You do want to start with an instrument that you're not fighting against. Not that Yamaha is the only brand. There's plenty of other axes. But I guess what I don't recommend is just like going on eBay and buying a really cheap saxophone that you've never tried out and potentially can't return.
That's literally what I did.
That's amazing. That was
That's
not, that definitely wasn't planned.
my mom
So
bought
you did
my
what
mom
I
bought
am
a
saying not to do.
cheap tenor on eBay. Uh,
How did it work out for you?
really well.
So you lucked it out. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it wasn't a it was just like I just needed an instrument, and she she didn't want to. It was my mom that bought it. We weren't ready to invest a lot of money in it, and she just got it for my birthday. It was actually like a surprise. It was sick. Um, but the person that sold me the tenor also sent 100 mixed tapes of different jazz artists.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Really went above and
It was
beyond.
like early Coltrane, mid Coltrane, late Coltrane, early Charlie Parker. It was just like I want. It was like 100. I think it was 105 CDs, burned CDs. This guy
Wow.
made
That
for
was
me.
just like a bonus?
Yeah,
That's so nice. Um,
and it was a Buscher tenor,
Boucher, yeah. I've played Bouchers before.
and yeah, I mean that's the other that's the other side of it, is that just like I don't know. I just fell in love with playing sax, and just it was a little janky, but I don't know. I didn't care at the
That's
time.
great. I've heard, okay, so I've definitely never been in that. Um, I've never ordered a saxophone on eBay. I've heard both stories of it going really well, and then I've heard stories of it going terribly wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's broken. You don't know it's broken.
but you can obviously luck out too. You
So
just have to run.
The B flat didn't work.
Okay.
The B flat didn't. Low B flat,
Yeah.
which is crazy because I just thought I couldn't play it for so many
Well,
years.
that's the thing as like a beginner. If you're going to
Yeah.
start with a horn that's partially broken, you might think it's you. We might not realize it's the horn. Um, maybe what you could do at the least in that case is just get it looked at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is probably what I should have done. I still didn't do that, but
So, we got some great questions coming in. By the way, we have a couple questions for all of you while we have you online. Um, one of the questions I have is we're planning to make some YouTube vids for all of you about some musical education YouTube vids, and just wondering what the top question you have that you'd like us to do like a short video on. I know somebody's going to say Altissimo and setup. But if we were only to do two videos, two short ones, what would you like to learn about? And also, we're going to do some playing later, not right now, but later in the weekend. And are there any specific songs that you think Two Saxy should cover? But meanwhile, we got more questions. What are some of this is from EL123IZA? What are some of your music related dreams for the future? Really cool question. Love both your skills and vibes. Stay splendid. Nice adjective there.
Um, musical dreams. I hope one day to play with the Insane Clown Posse and have like a whole Juggalo vibe, full some type of crazy face paint that like matches my hair. Maybe like a bright green, neon green, and perform at the gathering of the Juggalos with Insane Clown Posse.
Wow.
That's my dream.
Oh, that's really cool. Something that's coming up to my head. What's a music related dream? I've always wanted to be on Broadway. I actually started in the beginning as an actress from like six, and I was writing skits and plays, and I was dancing way before the sax. And not only do I want to be on Broadway, I think it'd be really cool to write a Broadway musical. And recently, I one of my passions is to do like stuffed animal voices. I really like to do animal voices, like make little
Wow.
characters. Usually they're pretty happy and chipper. I haven't yet done like a very dark stuffed animal character, but one of my stuffed animals, and in the future, it'd be really cool to like learn how to be a puppeteer. But one of my stuffed animals really wants to be a Broadway star herself, and so I think it'd be cool for her to write songs about that and um, her journey as a pig. I think it could be kind of cool if it's some type of. I also in the past have started to write like a children's. It would be like a children's movie about finding your voice, but it's all with animal characters. And I think that could have some songs in it. It would be really cool.
That's cool.
So yeah, I didn't expect either of our answers. That's a great question.
Yeah, I mean, infinite. I have infinite dreams.
Me too.
You know.
I think it's a great thing about being like a creative and being able to work with other people and like how things expand. They just um,
Yeah,
things come up.
I just want like every like awesome artist to want to work with me. You know what I mean? I just want them to all be like,
Justin Bieber is actually he just called.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Justin Bieber just called and he is like asking to do a collab with Too Saxy.
Whoa. I mean,
It was. I was like, let me. I mean, let's see if we have time in our calendar,
okay.
Biebs.
I've I don't I don't know. I might have to clear some stuff. It's really not a good time for me. So
It's not. Yeah.
um, I have this picture that I found on the internet, and I was like, the perfect woman doesn't exist.
Oh
Oh, I am
my god.
obsessed. Obsessed. I'm obsessed.
I just got goosebumps.
I'm
That
so attractive.
is. Oh my gosh. That is so wild.
So attractive to me. That I'm like, this is
Wait,
crazy.
really?
Yeah, to me, I'm like, this is like the perfect woman.
You have to tell them what we're looking at.
I'm looking at like
You have to tell
someone did
them.
like the face app thing and made Justin Bieber a girl, and I just think she's so attractive.
Yo, that is really
Where's
wild.
the other camera?
Yeah, it's
Where's-
lagged, but they'll be able to
okay.
they'll be able to see.
Oh.
That is so wild. Oh my god, that's really.
Isn't it crazy? I feel like he
His
already looks
hair
like
is
a female.
really nice.
I feel like he already looks like a female.
He's got great eyes. Wait, it's like he has makeup on though. That's is
Yeah,
that his natural skin?
I don't know.
His perfect skin.
I feel like he already looks like a female.
He does have some feminine qualities in his face.
But
Um,
no, I'm just kidding.
uh,
I'm not kidding.
Eric saying, "Is there some beatbox Derek Brown style music coming?" What Eric is one of the students at his group class thing. Oh, I actually tuned in. I bought a ticket to Derek's class the other day, and I thought it was dope. And I've been learning very slowly some of the stuff. Double tonguing is really hard. I'm still extremely slow at it. Have you ever checked out his beatbox sax stuff?
I've seen some videos. I've seen some videos. I never really got too into it, but it's really impressive.
Yeah, he's really got a style that he's developed. Like it's fascinating to hear him talk about like this is the snare sound, and then he would do it. He's like this is the bass drum sound. And then he talked about like thinking about the saxophone like a djembe and how he created those sounds.
That's cool.
Super dope. Would either of you play trombone? I just started doing it, and I'm wondering if you guys would consider doing it too. I think they have some plastic trombones that are actually like they sound. I mean, it's plastic, but they sound decent, and it's like pretty reasonable to buy. Um, I think it might be fun to hold the trombone and like see if I would I be interested with the trombone and maybe Kayla, with what we do on saxophone with the overtones and how we like hold our mouths and our throats. I'm just curious if that's gonna be like give you a head start on trombone. Um, I'm working on learning the bass right now, so that's gonna be my first instrument before the. But I put my hands on trombone.
I'm not trying to play a brass instrument. I'm just not. You're not gonna catch me doing that. Sorry. Sorry, people. Maybe it's like a joke when I'm like hanging out with my friends, but I'm not trying to get into all that
Yeah.
personally. Or string instrument. I don't.
Oh,
I
these
don't.
string instruments are yeah, that's really hard.
I'm not trying to. I'm just not trying to like a violin. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is a great. Somebody said for a cover, they said, "Isn't she lovely? I want it that way." Somebody also said they want to see an anime reaction video. Okay. Um,
Okay.
Thank you so much for answering my questions. Oh, somebody listens to Lucky Chops in the bubble in their bubble bath. Um, what's the best choice for saxophone? We for beginning, we went over that briefly. Um, how did you guys get amazing, really talented practice
Yeah. Just being raised listening to a lot of music too.
listening for sure? How did you start? And yeah, um, how can I start to learn to improvise? Well, listening is definitely a good place to start.
Yeah, it's kind of like you just start.
You just
Just go.
start.
But start playing whatever you feel.
Yeah,
Just start going.
that's what my first sax teacher said. Yeah, just like go, do it, start. I was like, what? What do I play? What scales? What does that mean? He's like, use your ear. And then he was, and I was like, really? That's like it? There's no rules. And then later we started to learn scales. But the very first dip into it was just like, just play.
Yeah, I'll show you how to tap into some like darker kind of ugly tones in the sax in the
And
why
tomorrow,
can't I remember the name of it? Techno House Sax Workshop. Uh
tomorrow,
yes,
tomorrow.
tomorrow. I'll show you how to cuz like you don't even need to use your ear as much, I feel like. Cuz like you can a lot of it is like there's these little ornaments that you put in between phrases that are kind of like fills where it's like it doesn't have to have tones can be totally wild and not in tune or anything. Sometimes I think tracks sound really cool if they're like a little weirdly out of tune sometimes. I don't know. There's some magic to that.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm playing with DJs, like there is, I've had some really weird moments
Like
actually that it's
in
not
between
in,
keys. Like
yeah. And then I'm like taking my mouthpiece all the way out, but then like it
yeah.
still doesn't even work.
Yes, that I have had some bad experience with that.
I'm like, what notes do I play? This is just
Mike and I played at a house party in Providence It was a great party, but at one point we were having so much fun and playing songs, and then eventually it just got to like in between F and F sharp, and it was just like, rare, rare, like it was really awkward.
Yeah. Um, Boy, there's some really good questions. By the way, everyone, we're just noting down all the questions because at some point through the weekend, we'll either create a little video about that question or we'll like save it for the future. Somebody had asked, how has the corona crisis influenced your music journey? Do you feel hindered by it or has it made you more creative in a perhaps unexpected way? I love how you're asking a question about where we're at right now. I'll dive into that one. So I think Corona has definitely made me start to learn some new skills
Can I have some
that.
more of this?
Oh,
Is that
dude, yeah,
okay?
go for
Cool.
it. That's like
Sorry.
that's all yours.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Corona has definitely made me learn some new production skills faster than
Mm.
I would have than I would have imagined. I think I had some very basic knowledge of like I've been using Logic for my demos. I knew how to use an interface and a mic, but now I'm literally learning how to set up for a shoot, like learning more about how to edit all the music and mix it, just simply because like with the amount of videos that I'm trying to create, and whether it's virtual concert or people wanting me to send in stuff, it just takes too long sometimes to send it to someone else and then, and pay for that service. And so I'm like, why don't I just try to learn this myself, which takes a lot of trial and error and learning and stuff just doesn't come out perfectly. But at least I'm going about the process. And I feel like if I was going about it, if it wasn't Corona, usually there's people who are setting that stuff up. Also, I have had to kind of make my own music because my band's not here. Like, which is weird in one way because it's very like locked in. And I feel like I so enjoy playing with other people because there's improv in the moment and there's energy and there's like you look at someone and you can react. When you have like a built track, it's not that. But on the other side of the pendulum, it does make me become more creative because I built a form. I built like this arrangement and I know what's coming. So it's kind of it's two sides to the pendulum. It's like I know what's coming and I'm going to make my own song versus, you know, the freedom of when you improv with another person and you don't know what's coming. So, yes to new creativity being spurred.
Yeah. Um, I like have made a bunch of stuff on Ableton that I'm kind of proud of.
And did you have Ableton knowledge before?
No.
That's a great.
So, I mean, we'll see. I know I still have a lot of cleaning up to do and work, but I mean, right now my main goal is to be able to do a short set by myself with Ableton, just saxophone and Ableton. I'm working that out now. I'm actually working with Sheesh on it.
On
Um,
Ableton?
well, on how to he's gonna help me do the like setting it up on Zoom in a way that picks up the
That's
saxophone and
sick.
Ableton and stuff. And
Shout out to our boy Sheesh.
Sheesh, yeah, he's been really cool and
House of
helpful.
House of
House of
Content.
content.
Check out
So
his IG.
so he's gonna help me with that, but I probably only have like 20 minutes of music, and I want to have like 45, um, so that I want to like have a real show, a legit show, that I can like people can pay, maybe $5 tickets to see me play this stuff. Um, that's my main goal right now. I also made some YouTube videos that I'm proud of. Um, check out Memories
Yeah, that's dope.
and Patience and what's the other one? Emptiness. Uh, so I'm pretty proud of those. They're all produced, made by myself, and kind of cool with the green screen. I figured out how to use green screen, iMovie. I never knew how to use any of that stuff before.
Yeah.
And I've taught a bunch of lessons, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better at teaching. And yeah, I guess that's about it. But
Dude, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think quarantine has definitely. Uh, I've also been getting much better at Final Cut, but it's been a forced, concentrated few months of trying to get that stuff together. If you're the type that wants to kind of keep moving forward with your content creation, it's been a very interesting thing to even watch. Some famous artists suddenly put out more like home underground videos on their YouTube channel because like that's where we're all at right now.
Yeah.
But I actually really like that. I think that's very cool for the industry to see what people are going to come up with creatively in these times. Jay Beamon is saying, "Can I still sign up for Leo's masterclass tomorrow?"
Yeah. Yeah. Link in bio, people.
It's gonna be so
I need to
dope.
get a shirt that says link in bio.
Right? So you could just be like, so,
Yeah.
everybody, thank you so much for tuning into Office Hours. This was definitely a special edition because we covered more Q&A in this than we ever have in any past ones. I know we didn't do video reviews today, but tomorrow in your workshop, you're going to be doing video reviews.
Oh yeah.
Um,
It's gonna be a good one, guys. I put more work into this than I've put into anything that I've done in the last, I don't know, uh, that I can remember.
oh, Gang of Greens, you're saying there's no links yet. Can someone post it in the chat? Are you not seeing? I thought I just sent a link to all of y'all, but we're gonna definitely post it right in the YouTube right after.
Can I just show you guys female Bieber
And
again?
it's also on Leo's and Two Saxies IG on the bio. Let's do one last question and then we're gonna bounce off.
I've been showing everybody this picture of female Bieber, like, for the last 3 days straight. My brother thinks I'm so weird.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, dude, okay, I saw a picture like 5 times. You can stop now.
That is so funny. Why don't we? This is very This is random to end on a question that's not so music related, but unless you all want to hear our last question be a music question, I just thought this question was very cute, um, and maybe we could give some good tips. How do you stop an awkward conversation? Because I can't talk to my crush. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm really not
It's so.
laughing at you.
I love that.
That was
I
just
love
like
that we're getting asked
I
that.
feel like we could. This is
Um,
we could give some advice
I'm a
there.
little confused by it. What do you mean stop the conversation?
How do you stop an awkward
How,
conversation?
how do you
Because I
stop it
can't.
from being awkward, or how do you stop it?
I think I could be completely wrong here, but I think he's saying how do you stop it from being awkward?
See, my whole thing is that awkwardness is actually like a dash of awkwardness is romantic, and that it's important actually, and you need to have a little bit of awkwardness. I think sometimes people avoid that awkwardness so much, and it stops them from being able to really be in relationships and stuff. Or I speak from my own experience. That's my one of my issues, that I've had is I try to avoid awkwardness. So I think you need to just get through the awkwardness, and then once you become a little more comfortable with people, because then once you become super comfortable with them, you actually might end up missing some of the awkwardness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's just part of getting to know someone. Is what makes it awkward is like that you it's just you feel like nervous or whatever, and that's supposed to be good. Like that means you like them. So I always try to, when I have a crush, try, because I've been accused many times of being very self-centered. So it's something I'm self-conscious about. So
From your
I,
crushes?
not from my crushes, just from people in general. I talk about myself a lot. So I just try to always ask them a lot of questions when I have
Oh,
a
that's a
crush
great.
and find out more about them. I have a kind of a set go to. Yeah, that's how I avoid awkwardness. It's just like, so where are you from?
That's a great tip.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Ask questions.
What have you been up to? And then follow questions. Oh, you watch movies? What kind of movies you like? I never saw that movie. What's it about? You know what I mean? Just finding out things about them and let them talk. And so then it's less awkward because you don't have to talk. Because
He's saying thanks. I really needed it. Um, yeah, I mean, you can let us know more about your situation as you're live.
what do you think when
um,
you had a crush on your current boyfriend? What was it awkward at first?
it's always awkward.
Yeah,
It is always awkward. You definitely are not alone on that. Um, I I do really I agree with your strategy of like the more you try to just to stop the awkwardness, the more awkward it might become.
yeah,
So I think you should embrace the awkwardness. I also think it can be charming in its own way. You could also say, "Oh, try this out. This might be really helpful." You could just be like, "I feel like I'm being really awkward right now," and she might be like, "Oh, me too," or he might be like, "Me too." Whew. Oh, gosh, really glad that we just clarified that. Oh, great, we're both feeling awkward. So now it's not as awkward.
yeah. I actually hung out with this girl last night in
Mm,
Prospect Park.
was it awkward? Were
Uh,
there any points that were
at
awkward?
first it was like super like okay. What was super awkward at first was that we were both wearing face masks,
Oh yeah,
like, and
that's the right thing to do.
it was really out because we couldn't like I couldn't see facial expressions, so it added like an extra amount of awkwardness. Eventually, we weren't wearing face masks.
Yo,
Uh,
you just can't see like it's so wild when you can only see someone's eyes.
yeah,
Just as far as if you're going on a first date or something.
there's like not that you don't get that smile or that like feedback of like, you know,
So I took a uh, my boyfriend and I took a walk with Chad Lefkowitz around his girl the other day, and like they walked up in their masks. Chad's like, "We're smiling." It's like us
oh,
too.
Chad's the best.
Yeah.
Um, but it
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. So you
yeah,
said that was awkward.
it was awkward at first, but whatever. We just got into it. I haven't seen her for a long time. This is someone I know, uh, but it just is what it is.
Can we bring up a very important follow up question that he just mentioned? He said, "Can I make her fall in love with me by playing my sax?"
That's the only way I know how.
Dude, that's such a good idea.
That's the only way I know how. Literally the only way I know how.
That you should do that. I mean, okay, let me say that's just gonna add to your. It's gonna. I think whoever's.
Write her a song.
Oh my god. Write her a song.
That's what I do. That's what I
Write
do.
her. You did that
Yeah.
for this girl.
I not this particular girl. When I was in I wrote a symphony for my high school crush. Like, we only performed the first movement, but I wrote a whole symphony.
For the orchestra.
Yeah.
You wrote a symphony for the
Yeah.
orchestra for this girl.
When I was 17, yeah.
Did she
I have the
just
first.
blush
We
so
we,
red?
we performed the first movement. It was bomb. It was actually bomb. Her
Yo,
her favorite bird was like animals a blue jay, so I called it blue jay.
you should write her. That's like the ultimate.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that
Honestly, what happened was like she like it worked. She like wanted to hang out with me, but like I was like too nervous after
that's a
that.
lot. I'm
Yeah.
also just gonna say, like, I don't know, like, was this your? Had you guys been hanging out a little bit, or was?
No. No. She just like kind of knew me.
Oh my gosh! Wow. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
I know.
You didn't even start with like a quartet song. You just
Nope.
went straight to the symphony.
Symphony. Full orchestra. And we performed it too. Well, it's crazy that I got to perform like we performed it. And she was like there. And I was like looking at her. I was conducting it.
Wow.
Like
Wow. There you go. You could do that, my
it
friend.
was like not bad.
He said it sounds like a supersonic move. Jeez.
My
Wow.
first crush ever was actually a trumpet player that I played with. We played together. So that was I was playing for her all the time.
Ari just said wow in all caps. Yeah, I've never heard that story of someone writing someone else a symphony for their very first crush without having any previous
Yeah, I mean it was a little over the top, but that's Leo style.
That's so you.
You can't,
That is so
I
you.
can't not be me.
And then he proposed on stage.
Uh, Not quite, but I actually still stay in contact with her. We're like we kind of became friends. I realized a lot of times with crushes, when you're it's like a crush from afar, you don't really know somebody. You kind of like make up your own personality for them in your head, and it becomes like so perfect that when you actually meet them, sometimes you find out you're actually not that into them. Depends. There's different type of crushes, you know.
Yeah.
But that happened to me a lot in high school.
Yeah. Um, there you go. I hope that's some helpful advice. I think it was. I just it caught my eye because this is the first time that Two Saxies giving some,
Yeah,
dating and romance.
invite her to a situation when you can that you're playing in,
Oh
and
yeah.
woo her with your saxophone or him or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Nothing cooler than playing a gig and inviting someone to a show.
yeah,
Yeah.
give him,
Shout outs. Shout
give
outs
him,
are very
give him a
complimentary.
little wink, a
Give
little,
ooh a little wink.
yeah,
Yeah, he or she is just gonna be, I think, very, very touched.
yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean, George? How about getting on the property ladder?
Do you,
What does that mean? Do you know what
I
that
don't know.
means?
It's probably some British
What
thing.
does that mean?
Shout out Wooly though. That's my dude. Shout out Wooly. Just gave him a lesson.
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. Um.
Wait, did you invite Pasha to one of your shows when you first
Oh
started hanging
yeah.
out?
So yeah, my boyfriend Pasha. I think ours was like slightly on our first date. I think we both felt this very special thing, and so we're both on the same page as far as like let's do this again because I've been on plenty of dates that it's like someone thinks one thing, other person thinks the other thing. They're like, we should hang out, and I'm like, peace. Like elevator door is closing. Um, but with
Yeah.
Pasha, I think like I actually that happened. I was on an elevator once, and they were like, it was just this very awkward date, and at the end, it was like he was just like trying to get his last words in as the door was just closing, and I was just like. But Pasha and me, it was very different. It's like we were both on the same page. But then I did invite him to a gig that was happening like a week later, and he came and he
Your mom said, or dedicating a song that you like. Sorry, I just thought that was a really good suggestion from your
yes,
mother.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt your story.
yeah, that is a great suggestion. Um, so he came to one of my shows really early on, and he invited his friends. And I mean, I gotta ask Pasha how he actually like in that moment felt. Um, but he gave me a kiss right after I came off stage, and he said that was wonderful, and it was really cute. And I kind of felt like Superwoman on stage, just like doing the thing that I do in my element with the person I really like. Being there for the first time, experiencing it. Thank God he liked it. I mean, what happens if your crush just hates your music? That's not gonna maybe have the same thing. But um, in any case, I
Yeah,
think they can appreciate the fact that you're doing what you do. And I think everyone likes to see another person in their element, whether it's a friend or a crush or a family member.
yeah,
Yeah. So you guys can you can try it out, you know? Try it out for any of you who are feeling that awkwardness with your crush or, with somebody you want to get close to. Use that awkwardness. You can also use it on stage too.
yeah. And like, and then you learn. Like the symphony was over the top. Symphony was over the top. It was definitely a weird move, but like, you know.
Can we just I have to read this story? Oh God, Steven said, haha, my first crush. I picked her up in my car, and while I was in her house waiting, my car rolled into her dad's Jaguar. I only saw her once. Yo, it's like my nightmare. Oh my God, thank you
Wow.
for sharing. But I've literally had nightmares of like being on a date and driving someone that maybe didn't drive or something and just having a car accident. Just because you're already nervous. It's really, but oh, a Jaguar. Yikes. Whoops. Whoopsie. Anyways, it happens. Someone's saying it's pretty hard to sell romantic tuba, but I'm feeling inspired. Oh,
Dude, I know,
yo,
I know it.
tuba.
I know a tuba playing couple. Shout out Duffy, and I can't remember his girlfriend's name. For some reason, it's the tip of my tongue. But I know a tuba couple.
I think that could actually go over really well
Yeah,
with tuba. You gotta just find the right song, like find a ballad,
dude,
something you can
so many
really
people had a
milk.
crush on Raph from Lucky Chops when we would be on tour.
Really?
Oh yeah, cute little Filipino playing sousaphone.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of power that you pack into those notes.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
got the most amount of crushes? Some
Uh, I don't know.
I
I
bet
don't know.
everybody had crushes on everybody.
Yeah, it's like it's like a boy band. You always everybody has their own favorite.
Dude, I usually have so many I love bass players. I
Yeah,
mean, I just always have a crush on bass players. I don't know.
I think there was just like when I played Lucky Chop shows, there was just like girls that had specific types for the different guys. I think that was like the vibe.
Yeah,
Um,
brass band, boy band, brass boy band.
brass boy.
All right, everybody. Thank you for your questions. A nice variety. It's a special edition of Office Hours. You're going to be seeing a lot more from us. But remember, tomorrow, really special live event happening.
Yep.
Check out Leo's workshop, Techno Berry House, YouTube fam. I'm going to leave the link in the description, link in bio for Two Saxophone and on also on your IG. All right. Be well, everybody. And we will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace. Do I like giving relationship advice.
Oh, we gotta turn off the. Let's turn off Zoom.
I like that. I hope people ask.
I think I was. Wait, we're still live.